There's nothing more incredible than an NBA atmosphere. The electric energy of an NBA superstar making a big-time play to ignite the crowd, making it difficult for opposing teams to play in. But in every crowd, there's always those fans that go above and beyond to try to get into the head of their opponent and throw them off their game. But there's some players that will make you regret even saying a word to them, sparking a flame in that player to go off. Here's a list of some NBA superstars that silence courtside hecklers in the crowd. Dwayne Wade versus Purple Shirt Man. In the 2016 postseason, the Miami Heat were going up against the Charlotte Hornets in the first round of the 2016 NBA playoffs. The 6-seeded Hornets were looking to snap a 14-year playoff win drought, with them not winning a playoff series since the 2001-2002 NBA season. At the beginning of the series, it looked like this would be a sweep for the Miami Heat, winning the first 2 games of the series, winning Game 1 by 32 points and Game 2 by 12. But the Hornets would rally together 3 consecutive wins in a row, led by Kemba Walker with a great supporting cast of Jeremy Lin, Courtney Lee, and Nick Batum before rolling his ankle in Game 2, including a game-winning 3-pointer by Courtney Lee at the top of the key to win a big game on the road to take a commanding 3-2 lead on the series. With the Hornets being up 3-2 and 1 game away from winning the series, the Miami Heat needed to win a tough game on the road in front of a loud Hornets crowd. With the Heat leading majority of the game led by Heat starting 5, Wade, Dragic, Whiteside, Dang, and Joe Johnson, this guy, known as Purple Shirt Man, would start to heckle the Heat players for most of the second half, and would be seen heckling the Heat players in previous games as well. Dwayne Wade would have a great second half, hitting a lot of timely shots in the fourth quarter, but Kemba Walker would have the playoff performance of his life, leading the charge in the fourth quarter for the Hornets, scoring 14 of his 37 points in the fourth quarter, cutting a 9-point fourth quarter Heat lead to 2, with the score at 88-90 with a minute 41 in the game. With just under a minute remaining and the Heat having a 2-point lead with the momentum all in the way of the Hornets, Dwayne Wade would come up clutch in the final minutes, hitting a clutch 3-pointer from the left wing to give the Heat a 5-point lead with 47 seconds left. And Purple Shirt Man was still trying to talk trash to Wade, and that would only be Wade's 3rd 3-point attempt of the series. But Wade wouldn't be done just yet, because with the Hornets scoring a quick 2 points to bring the game back to a 1-possession game, Dwayne Wade would put the game away doing this.
3-pointer for the Miami Heat. Wade wants Kemba Walker to switch on him. Wade leans in, falling away, puts it in! Dwayne Wade does it again! And Charlotte has to call timeout. What a clutch performance from Dwayne Wade. And Miami back up by 5 with 19.5 remaining.
He would hit the dagger, hitting a heavily contested fadeaway shot over Courtney Lee to seal the deal for the Heat, while Purple Shirt Man was still trying to heckle at him. But as Mark Jackson would say,
Purple Shirt Man, have a seat. Mama, there goes that man.
But even with his team losing, he wouldn't stop trying to talk trash to Wade, with him saying that Wade should retire. But the Heat would go on to win Game 6 and blow out the Hornets in Game 7, beating them by 33 points to advance to the second round of the 2016 NBA playoffs. And funny enough, that courtside fan was the 7-year season ticket holder, and after that series, he said that it would probably be his last season sitting at those courtside seats for various reasons. Reggie Miller and Spike Lee, 1994 NBA playoffs. In the 1994 NBA playoffs, the Indiana Pacers would face off against the New York Knicks in the Eastern Conference Finals. And if you know anything about the Knicks, you would know that Spike Lee is known for his courtside antics and getting into it with opposing players. The Knicks would go up 2-0 in the series, led by their all-star big man Patrick Ewing, finishing with a double-double in the first 2 games of the series, scoring 28 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists in Game 1, and 32 points and 13 rebounds in Game 2. With the Knicks having control of the series and the Pacers on the verge of going down 3-0, Reggie Miller and the Indiana Pacers would rally together 2 big wins in Game 3 and 4 to tie the series at 2-2. In Game 5, the Knicks would begin the game off great, getting off to an early 15-2 lead in the first quarter on 7 of 9 from the field as a team. and Reggie Miller would start the game off 1 for 4 from the field on his first 5 shots. And the Knicks would have a double-figure lead for most of the game, leading by as much as 14 points in the third quarter, and the Knicks would have a 12-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. Reggie Miller would struggle shooting the basketball, going 4 for 11 on his first 15 shots in the third quarter, and having 14 points at the end of the third. But the fourth quarter would be a whole different show. At the start of the fourth quarter, the Pacers would rally together a sequence of defensive stops and would go on a 12-2 run to erase the Knicks' lead. But it would be Reggie Miller that would lead the charge for the Pacers, as he would go absolutely ballistic in the fourth quarter. But it would be the back and forth between him and Spike Lee that would grab the attention of the viewers. And they would be seen exchanging words with one another the entire fourth quarter, with Reggie Miller holding the choke sign at Spike Lee, saying to him, quote, "Don't let this game become close, cause if it gets close, they'll choke." But Spike Lee wouldn't be talking back for long, because Reggie Miller would go on to score 25 points in the fourth quarter, including 6 of 11 from 3-point range to add to his 39 points on the game. And the Indiana Pacers would take a 3-2 lead after being down 2-0. Reggie would say, quote, "Sometimes he opens his mouth a bit too much." Spike would say after the game, "Why me?" After he scored a basket, he wasn't even thinking about getting back on D or looking for his man. He was staring at me. Despite the Knicks winning the series and Spike Lee getting the last laugh that year, the Pacers would avenge their series loss by defeating them in the 1995 postseason. But Reggie Miller and Spike Lee wouldn't have any bad blood after his career was over, but it would just be some competitive back and forth banter.
The way they started looked like we're going to blow you right out of the gym. But like I said, they came out with high intensity. We came out very flat, but like I said, we just wanted to hang around. A lot of guys were tight, and I couldn't make any of my early jumpers. I just wanted to stay kind of in the mix, and things just fell for us.
What about Spike Lee?
Spike who?
We will see you on Friday.
All right.
Good luck to you.
Michael Jordan Heckler versus the Cavaliers. Now, everyone should know that Michael Jordan is the last person you'd want to talk trash to get him going, because the scoreboard 9 times out of 10 won't be your friend at the end of the game, which was the exact case when the Bulls faced off against the Cavaliers in November of 1995, and the Bulls had lost to the Cavaliers 6 straight times in Cleveland prior to this game. In the first half, Michael Jordan had a very quiet game, only scoring 6 points by halftime. But in the second half, and MJ only having 10 points on 5 of 12 shooting, a courtside fan would have something to say about his shoes. Take a listen.
I might go out the shoes. Go back to the old one. You were better.
And you probably all know how this ends.
That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that, and it became personal with me.
Michael Jordan would proceed to flip the switch and start to take the game over, and you would see MJ pointing at the courtside fan that was heckling at him after hitting a 3-pointer at the top of the key and exchanging words back to him. MJ would go on to score 23 points in the second half to add to his 29 on the game, including 5 boards and 4 of 8 from 3-point range. On the bench, MJ would be seen shushing the fans that were heckling him, and the Bulls would go on to win 106-88. Lesson learned for these guys. LeBron James and Chris Bosh's ex-girlfriend versus the Raptors. On January of 2008, LeBron James and the Cavaliers were facing off against star forward Chris Bosh and the Toronto Raptors in Toronto. In the first quarter, the Toronto Raptors would get off to a great start to begin the game, getting off to a 20-6 first quarter lead, led by Anthony Parker, Jose Calderon, Jamario Moon, and Chris Bosh, and would extend their lead to as much as 20 points in the second quarter. And LeBron James would have a lot of cold stretches through the first 3 quarters, going 5 of 17 from the field midway through the third quarter, including a missed dunk on a fast break, and the Raptors would have a 13-point lead heading into the fourth quarter. With the Raptors having a double-figure lead for majority of the game, it appeared that it looked like they had this game in the bag as a win. But on this possession, when LeBron drove to the basket and got fouled, a heckling courtside fan would say something to LeBron that would awaken a beast. It would be Chris Bosh's ex-girlfriend, Allison Mathis, that would talk trash to LeBron sitting courtside. After that, and the Cavs being down 10 points, LeBron James would absolutely annihilate the Toronto Raptors single-handedly, taking over the game and getting hot from three-point range, erasing the Raptors' double-figure lead, with him scoring and facilitating the entire fourth quarter to turn a 20-point Raptors lead to a 5-point Cavs lead with a minute 11 left in the fourth quarter. And to finish things off and the Cavs getting fouled at the end of the game, LeBron would troll Chris Bosh's ex-girlfriend doing this and would tell her, "It's your fault." LeBron would finish the game with 39 points, 11 rebounds, and 8 assists, with 24 of his 39 coming in the fourth quarter, and the Cavaliers would win the ball game.
I see you had a few heckling fans down there.
Yeah, they're the reason why the Raptors lost tonight, because they ticked me off a little bit.
So sometimes, it's not the greatest idea to try to say something to get a star player going when they're having a subpar performance. Because it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Like always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Follow my socials in the description for more updates, and I'll see you in the next video.